for me initially, but it's a television series, and sometimes things change, and the producers have to do things for a certain reason, whatever that may be, and and then the fans jump in, and sometimes certain characters come back. Am I right? Security. I don't write the script. That's all I can say. You know what I mean? I just try to do my best acting it. So, but it went back, and the character thankfully came back, and that's a lot to do with you guys. And I think before we start, we want to say, on behalf of myself and Morena and Cliff, thank you so much for having us here in Belgium. We've had a great time. We're having a great time, and great beer, great people. Thank you, Belgium.
Really adamant about it, and then saying that was really, really great. It was beautiful. Like you like eating horse shit. Just like that.
Okay, next.
You get a lot of love letters and marriage proposals from your fan correspondence. What are some of your more memorable family stories?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how to repeat that question. The question was if I get a lot of marriage proposals and weird fan things like that, and what my experience has been. I'm not married, so no marriage proposals yet. Let's see. Most of the time it's very pleasant. Most people are very nice, and I appreciate and am very humbled by all the love and respect and enthusiasm you guys bring, and that's always really great. A couple of times you get some people that you could smack across the face, but that's not my job. My job is to say, okay, move along. So it's all been fine, and when somebody's disrespectful, you just tell them what's the point.
It's a question for Paul. I've seen you on at least one episode of the last season on Atlantis so far. Could you please tell us about coming back again, and what's happening with filming for that season, the last season of Atlantis?
Right. The statement more so than a question is, what was it like coming back to Atlantis in the 4th season and going into the 5th season? It was great to come back. I mean, I really love the cast and the crew. They're fantastic, and having an opportunity to come back and work on the show and returning, to play the character was a lot of fun for me. It was a really great experience. I'm in 5 or 6 of the episodes in the last season, season 5, that we just finished shooting 2 weeks ago. And it was great. There's a lot of meaty episodes for Beckett in the last bit, and I won't break it because some people haven't seen the rest of the episodes, but some interesting storylines for Beckett and a lot of fun and really good interaction that we're having. So it's been great to come back on the show and certainly finish it off the way it started for me. It's been great. Thank you. What do we have right, sir? Yes, sir. The question for all three was, what did we do or study before we started acting? I'll let Cliff take it.
I never studied. I hate school. You know what? Well, the kind of jobs I had before I started, I was a manager of a bakery at one stage, and then I used to teach windsurfing and skiing and all water sports. I used to teach. That's what I used to do, and then from that I got into doing stage work and dancing and acrobatics and all of that. So my 2 jobs I had in life was the manager of a bakery and a water sports instructor, and that's about it.
That's great. I studied acting pretty much since high school, so that's all I've studied. And then I had odd jobs right after school, after college, babysitting, and I think I worked in a restaurant for 2 months before I got fired. And then I started acting, and I was very lucky.
I started acting in high school and studying acting in high school, and I had a couple of odd jobs babysitting, and then lucky enough I strapped on the old dance shoes, did a bit of that before I got my job as a manager at a bakery, which was really something I really loved. A couple of times doing that. I was a professional swimmer as well, and then I just got into the acting, and then did work at a restaurant for a couple months before I got fired. That was horrible. But wait a second, that sounds familiar. No, I did an education degree, a teaching degree. I did that, and was acting for a while. Worked in restaurants, did the whole thing like that, and then just was fortunate enough to continue getting acting jobs, and just kind of continue that way after I finished university. So it's pretty fortunate like that. Yes, somebody. Yes.
Paul, can you tell us a bit about working on Sanctuary? What was that like?
Working on Sanctuary, that was a lot of fun. I worked in the pilot of Sanctuary with Martin Wood and Damien Kindler created. And Damien Kindler was one of the writers and producers of Atlantis as well. It was a lot of fun. The whole series is CGI basically, so a green screen. So you're really working with a backdrop like this wall, and then everything else is they put in later on in post-production. So it's pretty interesting, and I had an interesting character. Amanda Tapping, of course, is the star of that, and it just started airing. I think it's going very well so far. So it's a good experience. Hopefully it goes a couple seasons, and we all get a chance to watch it. What do we have here? Yes, sir.
Question, please. What is the best or worst ball plot you've heard from the cast of Atlantis?
I like a bunch of balls and big balls, and is that what you're talking about? That kind of thing? You know what, there's so many of them. Once it started, and it really started on set, and once it started, the ball kept rolling. You know what, I've heard so many, I don't know. I don't even remember them, but they're very funny. I mean, the whole ball, the balls up, and two balls, I don't know. Yeah, it's very funny. There we go.
I was wondering, will we be hearing your voices in the upcoming massive multiplayer Stargate world?
We were supposed to actually record the voices in September. They've delayed it because there's a bit of a delay with the game. But I actually flew out, the guys from the game flew me out to Phoenix in Arizona and showed me how they're making it, and it was absolutely amazing. I've never seen anything like that. And I met all the creative guys and all the guys who are actually making the game, and the guys who actually sit and the programmers who are just working with these matrices. It's just amazing. So hopefully, we're going to hopefully record the voice like within the next month. So I'm happy to be part of that, which is great. And I saw my character in the game and with my face. It was quite funny. Yes.
I got a question for Paul. Is there any news on the Stargate Atlantis movie that is coming up?
The question is there any news on the Stargate Atlantis movie that's coming up? As far as I know, they're looking to do it in the spring, and they've asked me if I'd like to be part of it, which I said I'd absolutely be part of it if it happens to work out for everybody. So as far as I know, the plan is to shoot it in the spring. I think that's sort of the plan. I think concurrently we may be with another SG-1 movie, if I'm not mistaken. So that's what it's looking like. That's what Joe Malazzi told me anyway. So I think that's good.